learn the very simple process of how to do a Pancha Upachara Puja. What does Upachara mean? Upachara means ingredients. That means your most basic puja, you are going to be using the 5 basic ingredients. You also have Shodash Upachara Puja, which means 16 ingredients are used. When is this done? Sometimes when you people have special pujas done by the priest, maybe some Devi Puja, Ganesh Puja, or maybe a Rudrabhishek, or some pujas for your remedy when the priest comes, or you go to the temple and it takes about a couple of hours. They are using 16 upacharas. So basic Nitya Puja is 5 upachara, then for slightly more elaborate puja, 16 upachara, and then for much more heavy duty, large temple pujas, they use something called 64 upacharas. So it can go on, the elaborateness of the ingredients can increase depending on what we are doing. So what does these 5 upachara means? The 5 upacharas are basically, it relates to the 5 tattvas, okay? So the first tattva is Agni that we are going to use. For that we light a lamp. Then for Vayu, we light a incense stick or a dhoop, okay? Then for Jala, we either offer Naivedya or we offer water, either of them will do. Then for Prithvi Tattva, we offer Gandha. What is Gandha but sandalwood paste? And then for Akash Tattva, we use a flower. Okay, so these are the Pancha, which means 5 basic ingredients, which represents the 5 tattvas of which our entire universe is composed and created, which you learned today actually. And this is representing that. So before I go more deeper into it, all of you would have received in your kit bag a set of puja vessels. So we're going to start by identifying them. Okay? So you will have something like this. Alright? This is called a kosha. That is K-O-S with a dot below. A kosha. And then you will have a small little spoon which goes with it. This is called a kushi. So the kushi is kept on the kosha like this. And this is filled with water. And we basically ladle the water and use that to offer it in our puja. And this kosha and kushi will be kept right in front of us. So if you imagine I'm sitting here in our asana, kosha and kushi will be kept right in front of us like this, in a vertical way, not in a horizontal way. Okay, it will be kept like this. Then we have something called a puja patra. What is a puja patra? This is a puja patra. This is a small size and you can get bigger size. Again, when priests do it, they have like thick, heavy duty copper deep dish puja patras. And this is the vessel. Patra means a vessel. And this is the vessel on which we offer all our offerings. You're offering water, you want to offer fruits, you want to offer flower, garlands. Where are you offering? Are you offering it on the table, on your mat? No. So this is the vessel on which we offer. Now what we do is, if you have a deity, usually very small deities are put over there. You don't have your large stone statues and we don't put water and everything on it. That is usually done in a temple. A temple methodology of puja and abhishek is very different from what we do in the house. They follow all the Vedic rituals, what is to be performed. Abhisheks are done straight on the murti. They have seva some 7-8 times a day. So that is not our business. This is a part of Nitya Karma, which is a householder performs at home. So it can be your Shivalinga, it can be your Ganesha statue, right? So if you can have the little Ganesha statue, yeah. Or you can have a little Devi Murti, whatever it is, you can put that in the middle of the Puja Patra and we will do the Abhishek on it. Right here you can see I have a Shivalinga. This is a separated Shivalinga, that is the yoni is separate and the lingam is separate. So whether it is separate or whether it is a one piece, it doesn't matter. This is called the yoni. Yoni means yoni is literally the private parts or the vagina of the Divine Mother. So this is a thing of creation. So we usually put the Devi mantras or the flowers which is offered to the Devi here on. This is known as the Yoni Pitha. This Yoni they say, should always face the north. Wherever you're sitting. If north is here, then you can, turn it around and face it here. Shiva Puran tells us it can be faced not only in the north, but it can also be faced towards the east. So since this is the east, for me right now, this is facing the east. Now what about if I want to do a little Ganesha Puja? I'm doing Ganaraj Sadhana, I want to end it with a nice puja. So here you have a little Ganesha statue. Okay, so I can put Ganesha Murti like this over here, and I can offer everything on the Ganesha Murti. Similarly, you can have a small, so remember for the Puja Patra, we are using small Murtis like this. And similarly, if you have a small Devi Murti, you can also do it. For Shiva, we don't use Murtis for worship. For Shiva, we always use Shiva Linga, whether in 2 piece or whether in Akhanda Linga. Akhanda Linga means 1 piece. Okay. I will do today's example to you on the Shiva Linga, because that has a little bit more complication than the Ganesha. You can keep Ganesha right here so that Ganesha can bless our puja. Alright. Next we have this little plate out here. This is known as the Pushpa Patra. Pushpa means flower. Again, Patra means this is like a plate. So what do we put over here? We put all our flowers. Now, the flowers will have to be segregated and arranged very aesthetically and neatly. Which means, just for the example, I have some roses here. So I put all the roses together here. If I also have some marigold, I will bunch the marigolds here. If I'm using some white flowers like jasmine or mogra, I will bunch them together here. So all the flowers will be neatly arranged in one end. Then I may have leaves. What are the leaves that we use? We basically use either Tulsi leaves and Vilva leaves. Tulsi leaves is used for all Vaishnava pujas and Narayan pujas. So Tulsi leaf will be here. And if I am using Vilva leaves as well, if it's a Shiva puja, then all the Vilva leaves will be kept one on top of like this in a nice set. Put it on one side. Then a puja always requires a Durva grass. So, in a Durva grass, do all of you know how to prepare the Durva grass? So if not, maybe one of you can just go to the lawn outside, get me a bunch of grass, and I'll show you how to do the Durva. So while the Durva is coming, I'll place the Durva over here. Then we have these little bowls, if you can see in the Pushpa Patra.
Should I wash them?
No. So small bowls like this. What do we use these bowls for? We use this to put a sandalwood paste. So one can have white sandalwood paste, one can have red sandalwood paste, one can have akshat, that is a white rice, which is also often used during the puja. When we do our Shivaratri pujas at home, which is at a smaller scale, we have slightly larger bowls, and I put the yogurt and the ghee and the honey also in little bowls over here, which I use for abhishek. Now I will. Yeah, so we don't need the mud. Yeah. Okay, so you can just grab some grass from the lawn, and from this we will extract the durva. How do you extract the durva? All this preparation should be done from both. Now, if you can see this, it's a perfect specimen. We need a 3-prong. All right. Now you will say this is 1, 2, 3. But if you look carefully, there's a tender little thing coming from there. I will count that as 1. So I will need 3. So I will remove this. And here, I will discard the rest. This is a durva. Okay. There is 1. There is a 2 here. There is a 3 here. It will come out with these little stems. I will put it over here. This is use this one. Here's another one. Here, there you go. Just take the 3. Okay. And always you will see the tender shoot will come. I'll put it on top of this. So in the similar manner, you will put it together like this and you will get a nice little bunch. Alright. So we need this. Now your question will be, what do we use it for? When we make a Anjali, you would have heard the concept of making a Pushpanjali. When we talk about Pushpanjali, I will show you where the Durva grass is used. But apart from Pushpanjali, Durva grass also is used in Ganesha Puja. In Ganesha Puja, you can use Durva grass and recite each mantra of Ganesha and offer the Durva grass to him. It is considered very, very powerful. But apart from that, it is used in all pujas. Okay? Then I have a pot here of water. This is a very large pot because this was bought with the Shiva Pujas in mind, where you need a lot of water. But the daily pot that you will use in the house doesn't need to be so large. It can be a much more smaller pot. So the question comes is that whether we use a copper pot or brass pot. So people say that a copper pot for Shiva Puja and a brass pot for Vaishnava mantras and puja. So if I'm going to offer water on the shaligram or I'm going to offer water to the tulsi plant, you should do it with a brass pot. But yes, you can say that for daily puja, for every day, I can't have so many multiple pots. We need one. So if you need one, maybe you can use a brass one. So that covers both Vaishnava mantras and, for offering to Vaishnava as well as Shiva. Most of you don't have shaligrams, so, you can do with a copper. The copper will suffice for everybody else. Okay? So this is that. Then we have the lamp and the agarbatti stand. So it is advisable to put the deepa. This is called the deepa or pradeepa. The correct Sanskrit word is pradeepa. And deepa is a shorter form. Alright? It is not diya. Diya is a local word. So the correct word is deepa or pradeepa. So the pradeepa and the incense stand and even the dhoop, if some of you are using a dhoop, should be kept on a little plate like this. It can be smaller, it can be this size. For the simple reason, we don't want the ashes from the incense stick to come all over the altar and your tablecloth and table. That dirties it. Because the primary thing which I'm going to stress to all of you, the altar has to be kept clean. There should not be any dirt, because the moment you have dirt, Shani comes in over there and your puja is destroyed. So please take this factor very seriously. We had a lot of discussions yesterday. People were saying that we have multiple murtis and what do we do with it. So I advise that, try to cut them short or downsize it. So you have minimum that you can manage. Otherwise, if you are a sort who wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning, spends 1 hour to clean, 1 hour to do rituals and puja, then it's fine. If you're living alone and you can do that lifestyle, you're most welcome. It is an enviable lifestyle. But do as much as you can manage. If you feel that you cannot manage looking up a lot of little deities, then cut short. I gave the example of myself as well. I'm Mercury Atmakaraka. I also get attached, like many of you talked about it, to many deities. So there is no need to have so many deities. And the cleanliness is most important. Even with the lamp is very, very important. Especially in our tradition of Puri, every Brahmin household has to light a lamp. So the lamp basically represents our karma, our health, our soul, everything. So we fill, this is the size for a daily lamp. We have a very nice specimen here. This is a lamp with a little stand. This is how it should be. We fill it with ghee. Now we have also learned that, if you have health issues, then you can use mustard oil for it. Otherwise, you can just use ghee in it. Now those of you who know Ayurveda very seriously, and if you've been to a traditional Ayurveda center to learn, so your therapist will be putting the oil the doctor has prescribed and would light the lamp in front of Shiva and do the Mrityunjay mantra. Every therapy room will have a Shiva picture and a lamp, and whichever oil has been prescribed for you, the therapist will pour it, light the lamp, do the Mrityunjay mantra touching your body and do it. But for daily puja, all of you are jyotishis, all of you are in mantra shastra, I would advise use ghee. That's the best thing. Okay, so you put the ghee over here, and I'm going to show you how to light the lamp. Ghee with the wick. We have to ensure that this oil doesn't drop from here. This is something which happens to us a lot. Oil will drop, the wick becomes long, the fire will crackle. No, you have to ensure nothing drops, because if the oil drops, then that is going to affect our health. It is an indication that we are going to suffer, or somebody in our direct family who is living with us is going to have some health issue. So please look after your lamp if you're going to light it very carefully. Alright, what I do is, not only do I light the lamp, but I put a little bowl like this also below it on the tray. This is what I do. So even if ghee drops, it'll drop on the little bowl, and then the whole thing is on a little plate. So I don't keep anything else over there. The incense sticks also do it in such a way that it falls over here. Ensure that none of this is on the altar. You have to be very clean, and once you get used to doing it, you will have a strategy on how to handle it. It becomes very easy. Okay, then we have a bell. All right. Somebody asked me yesterday that why do we use the bell? The bell, as you know, is used to dispel any negative energy. The nada or the shabda dispels any energy. So somebody asked, do we use it for a daily puja? You can and you cannot. Many people say that we have a tradition at our home, our mothers have used it, so we use it, which is well and good. But in the temples, they do use it. And also it depends on what kind of puja. So if you are doing Tripura mantras or anybody who is doing a Tripura Sundari sadhana, a bell is symbolic of her, because she is symbolic of the sound element. So bell becomes very important in her puja. Otherwise, you know, it's up to you whether you want to keep it or not. So I'm going to start doing a little demonstration. I'm going to pour the water out here in the kosha, and then, you know, when you are doing the puja, as the water finishes, you are going to be filling it. You are going to be filling it with water from there. Now, I would advise you that you see these little hanky-like cloths. You have a couple with you. Okay, you have a couple with you because you will need one to wipe when the ghee kind of slips. Believe me, the ghee will slip. You'll need to wipe it clean. You may need one to wipe your hand. You will need one to wipe your Shiva Linga after you've offered water, or Ganesha after you've offered water. So, you know, a stack of, I buy kind of a whole stack of these hankies. We also have a concept called gamchas in India, which I also have gamchas, but these hankies are very useful. So I usually buy a whole stack and keep it over there in my puja place. Okay. So we usually start the puja by lighting the lamp. Once you've lit the lamp, then the puja has begun. Okay. Now, before we light the lamp, I'm going to discuss the wick. Traditionally, the wick is made from cotton wool or from cloth. Yesterday, I discussed with some of you that we use the muslin cloth, the cloth that is used for dhoti. We strip it out, or you can use cotton, and then you can make these wicks like this. Okay? And how do you do it? You rub it. No, we are using it dry. So we rub it like this, and as you rub it in your hand, you will see that it becomes thin. Okay? So we rub it like this, and you can make it. Now, what if I don't have time to make it? If I don't, this is the best thing. This is what the Parampara advises. If I don't have time to make it, then I will buy ready-made ones, which I do. It comes very cheap. It comes thick ones and big ones. You can see these long ones, and then you can rub it. The rubbing is very important because it burns the karma. And when you rub it, you must chant Om Namah Shivaya in your mind. So if you see, the ready-made ones are a little bit short, some are a little bit long. But when you do it with the cotton wool yourself, this is the perfect size, as you can see. I was also asked how many wicks you use. It depends on tradition. In our Puri tradition, in the Vaishnava tradition, and I would definitely advise those of you who belong to a strict Vaishnava tradition to take 4 wicks. Otherwise, you can use 2 wicks as well. Okay? So I can take, now these are the ready-made wicks, I can leave the ready-made aside. I will take the 4 wick, whether ready-made or whether made by me, okay, and I will put it in my hand. If you are doing it by your hand, you will make them individually, and then you can also rub it together after that, and you just say Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So you will kind of get a uniform thing like this. I can do it with this as well. Lamp is the quintessential element in a puja. You can just light a lamp and do your mantras in front of the god, and that is good enough. Because Agni carries your mantra. You all have learned about Ram Bija being Agni. So Agni rises up. So Agni is the one who carries the mantra to the Lord. Okay, here we go. This is with the ready-made wicks. can just do it in your mind. And this, nobody else can do it for you. You have to do it yourself. Okay. Now, I will take some ghee. Please keep a spoon separately for your ghee. Alright. I had another question yesterday from somebody who said, what happens when the ghee solidifies? I faced that problem in Delhi where for 4 months at least it's solidified. And the person who asked me said that he warms it in the microwave. And I said, no taking any of your puja items to the kitchen. So what I do, it may not be the best solution, you may come up with a better solution. When once I put the ghee here on the lamp, I keep a candle, I take a candle and I hold the candle below it. Immediately it warms, you also do that? Yes. Immediately it warms, and even if it warms a little bit, the rest of it will get warmed up. So first I'm going to kind of fill it half. Now this is slightly solid. Remember, if this becomes liquid, it will come to the top. When I put the wick also, this will also come to the top. So you have to balance it out. I will first put it in the center and make it soft with the ghee, all right? Just immerse it. Can you see it now? Yeah. Now sometimes after you've lit, this wick slips back. So you can keep a little matchstick and you can just forward it with it. You'll get a knack of it once you do it. It's not a problem, believe me. Now in our traditional puri, as I told you, lamps are a big thing. So they use a lot of ghee. You can have lamps like this which are huge and you douse it with ghee. And then you can put a lot of things on it. So you can take camphor, crush the camphor and sprinkle on it. Then you have sugandhi. You can crush sugandhi and put on it. So in puri, the priests put a lot of things. You can take a pinch of haldi and sprinkle on it. Okay? You don't need to do it every day. Sometimes if you're doing a special puja, you can do. Especially camphor, it comes in little pieces. Take a little bit, crumble it and just put on it and light it. Okay? Puja, if you may please come and light the lamp for me. Now the lamp must always face east, no matter, here.
The mantra for lighting?
Yes, I will do the mantra for lighting. Light it. Put it
It
here.
should not be in front of us. It's here.
It's okay. I have kept it here. It should be here. He is in front of me. I'm sitting here.
Okay.
Lamp is on the side. Yeah. Just light it. So the mantra you do is Om Room Chaitanyai Namah. Can you say? Om Room Chaitanyai Namah. Om Room Chaitanyai Namah. Om Room Chaitanyai Namah. So this mantra is used across the traditions for lighting the lamp, and Chaitanya means the consciousness. So actually this Agni is symbolic of the light of consciousness. Room, Ra is Agni Bija, you have learned that already. Okay? Yeah. So as I said, the lamp should always face the east. This is my east, so the lamp is facing this way. If this is the east, wherever, the lamp should face that way. Now, I explained earlier that the only time the lamp doesn't face east is that when we have a death in a household, according to Hindu rituals, we have a 12 to 13 day period of what is called mourning. At that time, we are considered to be impure and we are not allowed to go into our altar or do any puja. You can do your own personal japa, but we are not allowed to go in. So either God remains untended to at the time, or maybe you have a relative who can come and do it if you feel comfortable with it. So at the end of this 12 or 13 days, we have a very, very elaborate puja for 4 or 5 hours, 5-6 hours maybe. That is called a Shraddha Puja. The priest usually comes and does it. That's the only puja where the priest faces the south. And the lamp he will light will also face the south. South is the direction of Yama. That is the death direction. That is why it is done. So we are never lighting the lamp actually to the south. This puja happens during Shraddha Puja, which is done by the priest, and during that puja he lights it. After that is over, we go back to our normal household ritual. We are again lighting it to the east. So we always light it to the east, please remember. Where do I sit when I'm doing the puja in the house? I will either face east or I will face north. Both are fine. North is very good for material purposes, financial purposes, any home purposes. East is very good for spirituality. But really, you can choose either. Depending on the convenience of your home, choose either east or north to face. That you should be facing east. Like if the deity is here, I should be facing east or I should be facing north. Okay, this is at your home. And again, I will repeat, do not mix it up with what goes on in the temple. What goes on in a temple is a very different cup of tea. Okay, as you can see in our wick over here, already the wick is slipping up a little bit, and this is very nice, but this is plastic. So what I'm going to do is you can take a spoon, take anything. I mean, I'm just using this. I'm just going to push this a bit forward, okay? Gently. We don't want to play around. There you go. Okay? Gently. Sometimes you don't need to do it. Sometimes they behave very erratically. Okay, this is a nicely lit lamp. Alright?
If you change your direction, if you were facing east now, does the placement also have to change?
No, wherever I am facing, this is going to be in front of me.
To stay like that?
Yeah, this is what is in front of me. Here, I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
This is in front of me. This is the deity and the kosha-kushi. And usually we don't put it right here. We put it a little bit here for ease of convenience. Now, once I've lit the lamp, my puja has started. The first thing I will do is called achmana. Achman means to cleansing of the mouth. Why do we clean the mouth? Because we are going to take the God's name. We are going to utter the God's name, so my mouth has to be clean and pure. So it's kind of symbolic. So similarly, before puja, one more thing I would like to add. We always stress is that you should do puja before you have your breakfast. Ideally, before you have your morning coffee or tea. Ideally, even before you have your glass of water. Many households in India still follow that. But a lot of people now have water because everybody has some medicine or the other to take in the morning. A lot of people have their cup of morning tea or coffee. But do not definitely eat your breakfast or even have a biscuit. At the most you can have your coffee. And then, of course, you have to take in consideration your health issues and do it. We take a bath and we wear fresh clothes. Why do we wear fresh clothes, that is washed clothes? Because again, we are evoking the God. When we are evoking God, we need to be clean, especially when you are doing japa. Because when you are chanting or doing the japa, you are actually, they are saying, evoking the God in your hands or in the mala. Especially if you are doing an elaborate puja. If you are going to do nyasas along with mantras, now in the MSP course you are going to learn how to do nyasas. If you are going to do it, what is a nyasa? But nyasa is inputting different parts of the mantra on our body. And the mantra, if Om Namah Shivaya, Shiva is the mantra devata, then the mantra itself is Shiva. You will learn this during the course of, if it is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Vasudeva is the mantra devata, the whole mantra is Vasudeva himself. That is the reason why we need to be clean and pure in every way. That is the logic. Okay? If your question will be, what happens if I'm sick? I need to chant my Maha Mantra, I need to chant my Ishta Mantra, I've taken Diksha, I've been given a mantra, I need to chant it, yes, chant. Then you can chant it at any time. Mantras which you have been initiated by a spiritual guru, you can chant anytime. You're sick, you chant it in your bed, whatever. This procedure is for ritual puja that we are showing you. So once I've lit the lamp and I've lit my incense stick, I will do achmana. Achmana, there are two processes. A very simple process, you take a little water. In the right hand, you put it here. Alright, you say Om Vishnu, Om Vishnu, Om Vishnu. Throw it off. Take a little water and wash my hands. Or there is another one. What is that? That is Om Achyutaya Namah, Om Anantaya Namah, Om Govindaya Namah. Should not touch the mouth. Okay? And I again wash it. Now, normally a kosha-kushi is not used for achmana. There is something like this. a small pot with a spoon. That is called the Achmana Patra. That Achmana Patra is for the only use of doing Achmana. That is kept in the side. It kind of, it's a shape like this and it has a little spoon. Okay, that is only for doing Achmana. Actually, you are not supposed to do puja with it. You are supposed to do your Achmana, and all the offerings of water, etc. will be done with the kosha and koshi. If you are just doing a little puja in your home, you can do Achmana with this also. It doesn't matter. But the Achmana Patra is kept with that. So I will do that. If somebody comes and disturbs you, you're a householder, somebody wants an instruction and you have to answer, maybe it's your child, so do Achmana once again. Because moment I have spoken, this has become impure. It's become jhota, even when I speak. Speech also makes it. So you have a little kid in the house who comes running in and says, Mama or Papa, I need this or whatever. And you have to attend. You're a householder. You turn around and answer. You can't avoid it, but do Om Vishnu, Om Vishnu, Om Vishnu, whatever, and continue with the puja. Okay? But usually we light it, we do this, and we don't like to be disturbed after that. So how do we do the simple Panchopachar puja? First thing, we are going to offer water to the Lord to wash his mouth. Alright, same thing, Achmana. Now there are two ways of saying this mantra. One is, what I am going to be using is here. Idam Achmoniodakam Om Namah Shivaya Namah. Meaning, idam means this. This is Achmoniodakam. Udaka means water. This is a water for Achmana, and my mantra is Om Namah Shivaya. Whatever mantra you are using, you use that mantra. In many places they will say Achmanam Samarpayami. That is also okay. There is no mistake. There are two ways of saying. Achmana Samarpayami means me. It's a first tense sentence. I am offering Achmana. Idam Achmoniodakam is, this is Achmana. It means the same thing. Okay? So don't get confused. Don't say, oh, I learned it with this phrase. It's the same sentence. The sentence structure is different. So the first thing that I did was Idam Achmoniodakam Om Namah Shivaya Namah. Then I'm going to offer water to wash his feet. So Idam Padyam Om Namah Shivaya Namah. Please note, right hand, you hold it nicely. Okay, for those of you from the West, you see that how it is done in the church when they are having a ritual. Everything is done very nicely and gracefully, isn't it? So the similar way you do it. So not just use all hands all over the place. With this hand, you support your elbow of the right hand and do it gracefully. So first he has washed his mouth, then I've given him water to wash his feet. Now I will give him water to bathe. Idam snanarthe gangodakam Om Namah Shivaya Namah. Idam means this. Snan arthe. Snan means bathing. Artha means for the purpose. So for the purpose of bathing, I am giving this udaka, which means water. And what udaka? I am symbolizing it as the Ganga water. Snanarthe Gangodakam. It's a symbol. And maybe I use Aquafina water. So I am invoking and symbolizing it as the Ganga water. Okay. After I bathed him, alright, then I should have a clean cloth only for him. With this cloth, you are not going to wipe the ghee. With this cloth, you are not going to wipe the altar. This cloth is only for him. Okay? So you may put as much water as you want. This also I will put it aside, and I will need a little vessel to throw this water. Okay, here we go. There is a little vessel here. God has made all arrangements for me. Now, if it's your altar, home puja, you can put now the Shivalinga back in the altar. But normally in public pujas, like the Ganesh puja now, which you are going to do on the 2nd, you will continue over here. I wipe him nicely. Ideally, you should wipe inside here also. Pat it dry, wipe him clean and nice. Okay? Then I'm going to offer sandalwood. Now, for a simple purpose, use white sandalwood. White sandalwood can be used for everybody. But we also have red sandalwood. And when is red sandalwood used? Red sandalwood is used for Ganesha. Red sandalwood is used for Surya. Red sandalwood is used for Devi. But not all Devi. If you are worshipping Saraswati, she likes everything white. Then you will use white flower with white sandalwood. But otherwise for any Devi, red sandalwood is very good. But for daily puja, we usually don't go into the rituals of doing all the multiple sandalwood paste. We just use white ubiquitously for all of it. Now, whenever you are offering tulsi, flower, vilva leaf during pujas, always remember you must smear it with sandalwood and put it. You should never offer a plain one. Number 2, you should never offer shredded flowers. This is a note in public puja nowadays. Everybody now, when you do the Ganesh puja after 2 days, you will see there's such a paucity of flowers in the Himalayas. So they will just take one and there will be about at least 50 of you. So the priest will shred and make a bunch of shredded petals and you will be used that. But actually that's a no-no. You can use tiny flowers like little jasmines also, but use whole flowers. Flowers should have the stem removed. Okay? The stem should be removed. When you are decorating the plate, remove the stems and put it. So I will first put the sandalwood. Alright? The mantra would be Esha Gandha Om Namah Shivaya Namah. Gandha, that is representing Prithvi Tattva. Now, if you have a Vilva leaf and if it's a Shiva Linga, use the stem of the Vilva leaf, put the chandan and you can do the tilak. People do tilaks in different ways. They decorate, they design, some do om. You can do what you want. I can use my hand for this, which I will. I don't have in the Himalayas here. We don't have a Vilva leaf, so I will use my hand. You use that one, the silver. Okay. So I use an actual leaf. I have a Vilva tree in my house. So I use an actual leaf. I use the stem. And then with the stem I dip it, and I actually do a omkara because I have been advised like that. But you can do whatever. You can just do a Shiva Tilak. There is no hard and fast rule with it. This is a tricky business. Now, what is coming into my mind is that this has a rough edge. And I feel Shiva's getting scratched. Okay, so I was hesitant to use it. Whereas the stem of a Vilva leaf is very smooth and you can use that. So this sandalwood paste which I've done from a powder is very runny. So you can see all the sandalwood has fallen all over Shiva here. It shouldn't be runny. You have to do the correct consistency. I paste my sandalwood at home, okay? But if you're traveling and you don't have any way to, if you feel, you have shortage of time, then you can use the powder. Now this powder I'm using is a very special powder. This is called Ashtagandha. This is used in Banaras for in Kashi Vishwanath temple. They put 8 kinds of smelly things and they make Ashtagandha out of it. Okay. So I'm just thickening this a little bit. And I will do a simple tikka. This is not very nice with my finger on such a small linga. But whatever. After I do the tikka, Esha Gandha, okay, then I will offer him a flower. Now Shiva. So I would like to offer him white flowers, yellow flowers, Vishnu also white flowers, yellow flowers, Devi would like red flowers, Lakshmi would like pink flowers and white flowers, Ganesha likes red flowers, Surya likes red flowers, lovely red hibiscus for Ganesha, for Durga, for Parvati, for Surya, okay? So I will say, Esha Sachandana Pushpam. Sa Chandana Pushpam. Pushpa means flower. Sa Chandana, with Chandan. So you see, the mantra already has it. Whenever you are offering flower, Chandan has to be smeared. Your question will be, the priest is doing a Rudravishek for me. I don't have time to do all that. What will I do? Quickly just dip it and put it. Dip it and put it. But at home, you can just use your finger and put it. If you are worshipping Narayan, you have Krishna, Narayan, Vishnu, any of the Vaishnava deities, lots of white sandalwood, lots and lots and lots, as much as you want. A whole bowl is not enough. Smearing with it, tulsi leaves, slosh it in it. Smear the whole tulsi leaves, bunches and bunches of them in the sandalwood, and offer it. The more the merrier. When you're offering bilwa leaves, put 3 dots on the 3 leaves and offer. Again, when you are doing a public puja with the priest, you will not have time to do. So then just dip and do. If you say the sandalwood is finished, your priest is giving you only this little sandalwood, doesn't matter, do it symbolically and do it. But in your house, you shall be doing it like that. So, Esha Sachandana Pushpam, Om Namah Shivaya Namah. I will put it on his head. This flower is very big, it will automatically fall. If you have a small flower, it will remain on his head. How do I put the Vilua leaves? Same thing. I take this, I put sandalwood on 3 things, and this side, Esha Sachandana Vilva Patram, Om Namah Shivaya Namah. Okay? So you can put as many as you want. Put it up, then give the flower. If you have a little garland, you say, okay, you're a garland lady, you want to make a little garland, then you make the garland, you say, Idam Malyam Om Namah Shivaya. Whoever the deity, the mantra will be that. I'm using a Shivalinga to show you. So after we've given all the flowers and everything to him, then I will show him the Deepa and the Dhupa. So I will say, Esha Deepa Om Namah Shivaya Namah. Esha Dhupa Om Namah Shivaya Namah. What do the other people say? Deepam Darshayami, Dhupam Darshayami. This becomes a sentence in first person. I am showing you the Deepa, I am showing you the Dhupa. This I am saying, this is Deepa, this is Dhupa. It's the same thing. Difference in syntax. That's all. After that, I will offer Naivedya. Now, Naivedya is related to Jala Tattva. So, in a daily puja, whether you want to offer a Naivedya or not, it's up to you. Sometimes people just offer like a little raisin or 1 almond or maybe a sugar crystal. Or I don't offer anything in my daily puja because I travel. I'm barely in Delhi for 2 weeks. I'm traveling out sometimes 2 to 3 weeks at a stretch for 4 to 5 times a year. So I don't want to make that into a ritual which I can't maintain. So what I do is I have water. I have that water in Achman Patra that is kept in my altar. I have a little shank, a conch where water is filled and kept over there. So water is there. So if I want to offer and I'm doing a puja and I don't have anything to offer, then I will say Idam Naivedyam. The water is symbolic of everything. Idam Naivedyam Om Namah Shivaya Namah. But I have bathed him and given him flower. I will not drench him again. So then I will put it on the side. Idam Naivedyam Om Namah Shivaya Namah. In Shiva Puja, you have to end with Puja of the Devi. Shiva and Shakti go together. Shiva Linga, as I showed you, this is the Yoni Pitha, this is where Devi is. So I take a red flower. Here I have a pink, so I will make do with it. I will say Esha Sachandana Pushpam Om Reem Goryai Namah. You can use any flower. Okay? Then I can use other flowers to decorate or whatever. Since this is there, Esha Sachandana Pushpam Om Namah Shivaya Namah. I have offered. You offer on Shivalinga itself. Then in the end, after Naivedya, actually you are supposed to offer water again. You are supposed to offer water for washing them, for drinking water. So you say Idam Panyodakam Om Namah Shivaya Namah for drinking. And again to rinse his mouth, Idam Achmonyodakam Om Namah Shivaya Namah. It actually takes a very short while when you're doing it. So it's not that we do it like this every day, but when you're doing a sadhana, many of you are jyotishis here, many of you have been given sadhanas to do. Maybe you do a 40-day Devi sadhana, some Mahavidya sadhana, maybe you are going to do the Ganaraja sadhana. Alright, at that time, I will need to do my nyasas. I have to chant the dhyana mantra. Alright, usually when the puja is done, then we do the dhyana mantra. And after dhyana mantra, I will do japa, whatever number of malas. Alright, then I will end it. So I will begin with the ritual puja, then do dhyana. Dhyana is a meditation mantra where the deity is described. That the deity is fair in complexion, has a crescent on her head, or you wearing a white sari, has a weapon in her hand. It's a 4-line, 6-line little hymn-like prayer, which is description of your mantra devata. Okay, so you just actually, you can recite it, Those of you do it regularly can even learn it. You just chant, recite it once. It's like a poem. So learn the meaning and try to visualize your god or goddess in that form. And then after that you do your mantra. Whichever mantra. So if it's Shiva, family Om Namah Shivaya, however time. Now in Shiva Puja, when we do the Dhyana mantra, we have to take a Vilva leaf to do the Dhyana mantra. So I do this mudra. I will take the Vilva leaf. I will show it to you with this. Actually, this is looking pretty. So I will take the leaf. Say for example, if this is the Vilva leaf, I will take it. I will put it over here with sandalwood. Alright. Then I will close it like this. Put it near my chest. And I will do the dhyana for Shiva. Om dhyaye nityam mahesham rajatagirinibham charu chandravatam sam ratna kalpojvalangam parashumigavara hastam prasanyam padmasinam samantat stutamamaraganai vyakrakritim vasanam vishwadyam vishwavijam nikhilabhayaharam panchavakram trinitram Om Namah Shivaya Namah. Alright, this is describing Shiva, how he is. And I will put it on him. Then I will do my whatever round of mala I need to do. Alright? Mala means your
Any japa you have to do. It doesn't have to be Shiva mantra.
No, this is a Shiva puja, then I will do. This is for Panchapuja puja for Shiva. So after this I will do Shiva mantra, not any other mantra. Other mantras will have to be before or after. Ritual puja you can't do for multiple deities. I don't do this full Panchapuja puja every day. I do it, but not in this form. When do I do this? In Shivaratri, when I'm at home. Then I have a lot of, married women in India have a lot of festivals which are specific to the regions. So I tend to do some Shiva pujas 4 to 5 times a year at least. At that time when I'm doing, which means I'm doing more than one mala, maybe I need to do 5 malas or 10 malas. Alright, then I will do the Shivaratri. Of course, there are more ingredients. I need to put yogurt. I need to put ghee. I will need to put honey. I don't mix them up. I use them separately. There are separate mantras for Shivaratri. Alright, so the Shivaratri mantras will be there for each ingredient and I will offer them. So that's a more elaborate puja. But the same process. So during the bathing process will become elaborate. Not just offering water. After water, I will use all those ingredients one by one. And I will say those mantras. Then I will put water to clean it nicely. I will need a larger bucket. I may use more water. So the whole bathing, which is called Abhishek, will become larger if it is Shivaratri I'm doing at home. But the beginning and end will be the same. I will put more flowers. I will put a garland. I can make it a little bit more elaborate. And then I will do the mantra. However malas I want to do. And then I will end it with a Visarjana mantra. Alright. That Visarjana mantra will be done and I put him. So now Ganaraj sadhana you are doing. And you will be doing nyasas for this. When you are doing a full Panchapuja puja, you will do nyasa. Believe me, this doesn't take time. Because I was explaining to you, took a little time. So Ganaraj sadhana all of you are doing. If you decide I will do it for 40 days or I'll do it for 3 months or whatever, then definitely if you are doing like 10 malas a day or something, or 5, 6, 7 malas a day, suppose you made the sankalpa, you're going to do that for 1 year. If you made such a sankalpa and you're going to make so much of an effort to do so many malas of a particular deity, then definitely do the Panchapuja. You have to do it. Right? So you put little Ganesha there, you will do whatever Ganesh mantra, whatever your Ganesh mantra is, you will do the same format and end it. Instead of Om Namah Shivaya, you will put the Ganesha mantra. So I can say that Idam Achmonyodakam Om Soham Vinayakaya Swaha. Whatever my mantra is. I'll do that, I'll do whatever Ganesha Dhyana is prescribed for me, I will do whatever malas. I mean, if you are going to do, like you've taken a sankalpa, I'm going to do 6 malas of Ganesh mantra every day for 1 year, you should do this little ritual puja and it's not going to take you time. For Ganesha, then make sure, have a little red sandalwood. If you don't have time, use the powder and make the paste. Alright, if you have time or somebody to help you in the house, then do the, ideally you should do the paste yourself. Then use red flowers, red hibiscus. He loves red flowers. Alright, if you read all his dhyana mantras, you will see that he is described as his body being red. Okay, Sindura. He says like Sindhu, like the vermilion. This one, this is his body color. All the Dhyana mantras describe him like that. So we use red for him. So all of you who are going to do the Ganaraja sadhana seriously, then definitely you should do Panchopachar Puja. Offer him one sweet as Naivedyam. Alright, and do it. It's not going to take you time. What's going to take you time is to do your malas. That's going to take your time. This actually, once you kind of pre-organize it, sort it out, it won't take you more than 10 minutes, the whole thing to do. The mantras are very simple. Simple Panchopachar Puja. For those who are doing Ganaraja sadhana, those who are going to be doing the Shiva Puja, those who are doing any kind of Devi, suppose you decide that for Navaratri, 9 days, I'm going to do my Devi mantra, some 5 malas every day for Navaratri. People do this, definitely can do this. Any 40-day sadhana, you must do this. But if you keep a Shiva Linga in your altar, you have to bathe Shiva Linga every day. If you have a shaligram in the altar, yesterday I asked in the class of 50, there were actually only 3 people who had it. If you have received a shaligram from somebody, shaligram is never bought, it is received. And if you've received it from somebody, you would be given specific instructions on how to do it. Every tradition, every parampara, every lineage, every household has different ways to do shaligram. Shaligram puja requires a lot of purity, so we are not going to get into that. But if you have that, of course, they will be doing it. But if you keep Shiva Linga in your house, you must do this. I have a very tiny puja patra, a tiny silver one. So I bathe him. And what I do is when I do, because it's a daily ritual, then I just chant the mantras when I'm doing it. All the Shiva mantras which I chant are good for me. My jyotiṣa mantras, as I put the water, I chant it, then I wipe, then I give him the flowers, do the thing, and it doesn't take me any long. I have shaligram as well, so I do it for him as well. So I do offer water, I do offer sandalwood, and I offer flower every day to Shiva Linga if you're keeping in the altar. Yeah.
Madam, I do Shiva Puja every day the same exact manner you do.
Yes.
But after finishing the Shiva Puja, I actually do the little bit of Vishnu Puja as well, where I read the Vishnu Kavacham and actually...
Yeah. So you should actually...
do that, right?
You can do a lot of things. That's not the only thing. You actually should do the Vishnu first. How we do in our tradition is that we actually start with Guru. Now there is two opinions on it. You either start with Ganesha or you start with Guru. So many of us who are initiated, we put Guru right on top, so we start with Guru first. Whatever Guru mantra, you may be reciting a prayer for Guru, many of you have Guru mantras to do, then you can just do your Guru mantra, whatever it is. Or even if it's a simple whatever, you do the Guru first. Then you actually, we've started with Vishnu. Alright, we said Om Vishnu, 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 we have started already with that. What I do is I do Guru and then I do my initiated mantra which I have received in Diksha from my spiritual Guru. So I do that first. And then I do other mantras. You can start with Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu, Mangalam Garuda-dhvaja, Mangalam Pundarikaksha, Mangalaya Tanam Hari. You can start with anything. Then you do Ganesha. Then I just give a flower. I don't do Abhishek every day. I give a flower. I recite whatever my mantras are, I recited. Then I do Surya. Now, after doing Surya, then I again do Vishnu. And then Lakshmi and Vishnu, Shakti must always be together. Now, I will pause a minute. If you see in this process, the ghee has finished. Alright? So, as the ghee has finished, I will put more ghee on it. I'm just trying to be careful. Okay. Now, I'm going to move this aside, otherwise it's going to bump into my hand. If you see that we have not, touch wood, dropped any ghee, okay? I can put however much I want. As you use it, you will learn the tricks how to do it. When does it get dry? Why is it sticking up like this? Why is it crackling today? This is with experience. That's all. There is nothing. Just the instruction I have to give you, ensure the ghees don't drop. If you feel it's too oily and it's dropping, take a cloth gently and rub it. Treat your lamp with kid gloves, like a baby, tenderly. Tend and nurture the lamp. It's very, very important. And don't be careless like me. Keep it away so that it doesn't come onto you. So it can happen. When you do something daily, you can become very careless. Because it's like drinking tea. You do it every day. So you're so friendly with it. Oh, is that in 2 minutes I'm lighting the lamp. You're forgetting the fact it's fire and that you have to put it at a respectable distance. So we do that and then we do the puja. Now when you are doing the ritual puja, so if you have a Shiva Linga, and of course, as I said for Shaligram, I'm not repeating. If you have a Shaligram, you know the instructions for it and you have to bathe him. There is a whole ritual associated with it. But if you have a Shaligram, you have to bathe him every day. So I bathe him every day, I offer sandalwood every day and I offer flower every day. These are the 3 things. My lamp usually is lit, my agarbatti is lit. So water, flower, sandalwood and this. I don't say the snana mantras. What I do for daily puja, when I'm bathing him, as I mentioned to you, I say all my Shiva mantras when I'm doing. But when I'm doing like say a Shivaratri puja, then I say idam snanarthekam kodakam, idam padhyam, I do all those things. But every day when I do, I don't say that, I just say all the mantras. Okay, so you do all your mantras first. If you do Ganesh Mala, some Ganesh mantra, do it. Do Narayan, do Lakshmi, and then do Shiva. Shesha Pujita. Shiva's Shesha Pujita. Worship him in the end. Do not forget to worship Shakti after that. Do not. You must end the Shiva Puja. The last part of the Shiva Puja is offering the flower to the Divine Mother. Shiva and Shakti is one. So you offer this flower to the Yoni Pita, and if you are doing any Devi mantra regularly, that is the time for you to do the mantra. Similarly, when you are worshipping Narayan, ensure you worship Lakshmi. Ensure. Do not separate them. Alright? So whatever malas you do, whatever puja you have, you do that. I actually do, when I start the ritual, I do the Shaligram first and I do the Shiva last. I have 2 very small little bowls which I use for daily. So, but I'm using all the ingredients. I have fresh flowers in my house which I use. And as I said that when you are doing, so I'm distinguishing between a daily ritual puja and a special puja during your sadhanas. So for daily you need, if you have a Shiva Linga, you have to do Shiva Linga daily. If there is a Shaligram, of course, daily, goes without saying. But otherwise, do I do my Ganesh daily? No, I do my Ganesh once a year during Ganesh Chaturthi. Why? I'm a jyotiṣi, we have been taught Ganesha sadhanas, that's my time to do it. I put a tiny little Ganesh like this over there, I do the whole works. Like this with Nyasa, full thing, I do that. Okay? What is going to happen this Ganesh Chaturthi? I'm here with all of you. So I will not be doing it at home. So that gets skipped, but that happens. My life is like that. Because this question was also asked, what do we do when we travel? I was instructed from my spiritual place that I should carry my Shiva Linga always with me. But I had this issue that there was very heavy security check. Again, I'm talking as a person, I travel so much. And I said with this heavy duty security check, and if I carry my Shiva Linga and it breaks, I'm going to feel so miserable. Because I have a Shiva Linga like this, a Narmadeshwara, which comes in Dvikhanda. It's very delicate, okay? And it's much more delicate than this. It has a very translucent kind of a look. Whereas the Akhanda Shiva Lingas which you buy in the market are much more sturdy. So it's easier for you to carry. So if I travel so many times, I was very nervous. So it's a decision I took that I didn't want my Shiva Linga to go through those multiple security checks in the airports, and if anything happens to it, you know. So that's the reason I don't carry. Otherwise, you are supposed to carry every day. A lot of Vaishnavas do also carry their Shaligrams also every day, those who are, you know, really into their worship. As I said, so Shiva Linga at home you have to do every day, and then when you are doing a special puja, that date you have to do Panchapuja puja. So anytime you receive a mantra from your Jyotish gurus, that you have to do this sadhana of this mantra, 40 days, 1 year, whatever, anything, okay, do a Tripura sadhana, you have bad Venus, do Kamalatmika sadhana, or do puja of so-and-so. What does doing puja of so-and-so means? It means doing this, giving them this with Panchopachar, with these mantras of bathing, Naivedyam, Gandha, etc. And as I said, if it is the main Mahashivaratri, the entire Abhishek process becomes elongated because Abhishek is a quintessential part of Shiva Puja. Okay, I am sure if it is Krishna Janmashtami or a special Narayan Utsav, and those of you who have Shaligrami or Vishnu Puja will get elongated. Alright. Devi Puja again similarly. The simple Panchopachar Puja will suffice. You don't need to do anything more. If it is a larger puja than this, you are going to the priest, his priest is doing. Priest will say give a sari and give. One more thing I wanted to tell you. The food that you are offering as Naivedya, it's Naivedya, it's not Prasad, it is not Bhog. Naivedya comes from the word Nivedana. To Nivedana means to offer. So Naivedya is from Nivedana. I am offering this food to you. It may be almond, it may be kheer, it may be whatever. After God has eaten it, it becomes Prasad. Or Bhog is a local word to use. It becomes Prasad actually, is the right word. So when you say I've got Prasad, meaning it has been offered, God has eaten it, and then I have got it back. And what is Bhog actually? Bhog is also slightly different. Bhog means also a huge amount of cooked food which is offered to God, and then you eat it and all the devotees are served for lunch or dinner, which happens in the ashrams and big pujas. That is Bhog. The Prasad word can also be used. Bhog slightly means like a larger thing. But Bhog or Prasad for this, and Naivedya is what you offer. So the mantra is Idam Naivedyam. Okay? Any more questions? Yeah.
How long do you leave the flowers and...
Also, I do the puja. Like suppose it's a daily puja. I finish, I do everything. In between, I'm doing this Shiva. I get up, wash my hand. Well, shortly, I let this burn out. If it's a small lamp, they burn out. You saw it had burnt out as I was talking to you. I again replenished it with ghee. So, as you can after a while remove it. It should not be lying here. I actually remove it immediately. What I do in the little bowl, I put the water, I do my mantras, I immediately wiped him dry like I did in front of you. Then I just put him back on. I've got a little throne for a mini. So I put him back on the altar, and then I offer the chandan and the flowers on the altar. So straight away I remove him. I don't keep him on this.
We have a tradition that we follow. So
Yeah.
that whoever is, usually I finish my puja first, my wake-up call and finish my puja. When my wife or kids come, they actually put more ghee or oil in the so that lamp keeps going. So some days it's actually there all along till the evening or so. Is that okay? Or
Yeah, that's okay. Normally, in our household, only one person can do the puja. For example, if Guruji has done the puja, I will go there and just do my japa and come out. Alright. So, in my house, for example, my parents are home as a joint family. So, a lot of female members are there. Usually, in India, the female members are doing it. So, if my mother's done it or if one of my sisters-in-law has done it, rest of us, when we go, we just do the puja, do the japa. It's like in a temple, there's one priest who's doing it. All the priests are not doing it. But like, for example, now if your wife feels that, no, I would like to put water to Shiva also. Why? Because it's good. I've got it as a remedy that I must do it. So, I can just leave it and my, whoever, my child, my daughter, my mother can come and pour water, and afterwards they can remove it. And yes, the lamp is on, like he's saying. So, this has gone. So, whoever's the person can replenish and put more ghee. There's nothing wrong. It's a very natural process. But otherwise, it's not that everybody has to do it. One person can do it, other person will just come and do their japas. Okay? So even in my house, normally I do the puja. When I'm ill, I can't light the lamp, Guruji is lighting it. It's like that. In India, generally the women nurture the altar and the kitchen. So that's how it is. And my mother-in-law does it. When I go home, my mother-in-law tells me, why don't you do the puja? So those days she doesn't do. My mother-in-law lives in Orissa, I live in Delhi. So when I visit Orissa, she tells me that, as long as you're here, you do the daily puja. Because they consider it suspicious if the daughter-in-law does it. So those days I do it. So she doesn't do it those days, I do it. But otherwise she does it every day. She's the only one who lives in the home. Yeah, tell me.
At our home, we have a lamp, and mother lights it, or sometimes wife lights it, where the wick is in the center.
Yeah, that's a jyot. That's a jyot, and that is different from pradeep.
Okay.
That is called a jyot, where the wick comes from the top and in the actually
Around
surrounding.
there
Yeah, that is different.
Okay.
And this is called a pradeep.
So this
A
we have
deepa.
to separately light.
Yes, Deepa and Jyot is a bit different. Deepa has to be lit. Especially if you are a jyotishis, if you are a Brahmins, you must light. And you should use ghee. Yeah.
So one other thing, I mean, I've seen that while Panchapuja, Puja, where you are offering everything, there's also, I mean, I think it's a shortcut, but I just want to clarify.
Yes, yes.
People say Kalpayami. You know,
That is the same thing. Oh, you mean mentally?
mentally Kalpayami.
Ha.
Is that valid?
Yeah. So what he's asking, Karthik's question was about mental puja. Yesterday when I was discussing this to you, TJ asked the same question, can I do manas? So he used the word kalpayami. Kalpayami means I'm imagining it. I'm imagining I'm doing this. I'm imagining I'm doing that. I would actually advise you, like say for where Shiva is concerned, there's a Shiva Manas Puja. You recite the Shiva Manas Puja. Shiva Manas Puja is very beautiful, and it just actually says that here I'm bathing you with water, I'm decorating you with chandan, I'm giving you these flowers, I'm giving you kheer, I'm singing a song for you, I'm dancing for you. All these things it says. So where Shiva is concerned, you can do the Manas Puja. Otherwise, Shankaracharya has told us the real yajna is internal. Okay, the real yajna is internal. You can do whole thing Manas. I do Manas. As I said that I don't carry my Shivalinga or anything here. I carry my, my main god. I light the lamp and the agarbatti and just offer flowers. And then I do my mantras, what I normally do when I'm offering. I just recite it in my mind and I do it manasic and imagine it and do my japa. Those of you who are spiritually initiated, again I will repeat, whatever mantra you've received from your Diksha Guru has to be done first. That is the Guru mantra. You do Om Gurave Namah, whatever, and then do that mantra. So for you, it will be the Maha Mantra first. So if you want to do a Sankalpa for Maha Mantra, like I know earlier you used to do 16 rounds and things like this. I don't know what you do now, but if you ever want to go back to taking those kind of big rounds, you should do a simple thing like this for Krishna. You should. You spend so much of time doing the malas, you should do that. Mantras, again another question that has come to me. Can we roam around and do it? Can we do it in the car? No. Even if you're not doing any ritual, you can sit in front of the god, you sit. That's Sattva Guna. Close your eyes and do your japa. Don't roam around in the kitchen and do it. Sometimes we say we do mantra. I'm massaging somebody, I'm doing a mantra in my mind. Somebody is not well, I'm reciting the mantra in my mind. I'm traveling out, I recited a Mrityunjaya mantra. That is different. But japa, I don't have time. I've had students asking me, can I do it while driving? Somebody says, ma'am, I cook in the kitchen and do. Yeah, you can do mantras while cooking. The energy of the food will be good, but don't do your japa mantra into that. Like I have to do 2 malas of Om Namah Shivaya. I did it while do the cooking because I didn't have time. No. Do Om Namah Shivaya because you want to do it. That's extra, whatever mantra. Do Lakshmi mantra, Annapurna mantra and do it. Okay? End with Devi. And ideally, when it's a ritual, you should end with a hymn. So if you are doing Ganaraj Sadhana or Ganesh Chaturthi Puja, you should end with hymn. Now you will observe that day on the 2nd September. You will see the priest will recite at the end. They will recite some prayers, hymns in Sanskrit of Ganesha. Those of you who attended Shiva Puja, I don't know how many of you have attended a full Shiva Puja, either SMP or anybody. Were you here earlier? No. You were.
Shiva Linga Diksha, we had Shiva Diksha.
You had Shiva Diksha in Jageshwar. So when you do that, you would have seen that they recited hymns at the end of it. Okay? So that is the way to go about it. A hymn must be recited. So Shivaratri, special Shiva Puja, special ritual puja, sadhana, you must do Panchapuja. Shivalinga in your house, you must do Panchapuja. It doesn't take time. Okay. Any other question? Have I covered all points? Did I leave anything behind? Yes, Sarah had a question yesterday that whether she can do this if women have their periods. So I said, no, you can do mantras, but don't do the lighting of the lamp or ritual puja. You can just sit over there and just do your mantra. Do as much of japa as you can because the soul can never be impure. So japa is allowed, but doing a ritual puja is not allowed. Going and attending a public puja is not allowed. Alright, going into a temple is not allowed. But you can do your own mantras. You can sit down in the altar and just do your mantra. Okay? Yeah.
So I prefer always facing east because that is the thing.
Yeah.
But in my house there is a very peculiar problem. Our puja place is on facing west side. So I typically go in some other place and do
No,
that's
your
fine.
puja facing west meaning?
It is, it is when I open
Face
it,
God.
I am facing west.
Yeah, so you should not face west. What many priests do, they turn around and sit, if you notice in temples, to accommodate the direction. So here we are facing east, alright. Suppose I say I want to face north, then I will sit like this in front like this and do the puja here and offer it like
North
this.
I can face and do that.
Yeah, because you can't face east, you can't put your back to the
I-
altar.
I-
So then you face north.
And,
So-
and when the big is lighting, it has always faced east. So
The
the
lamp.
big will face, my
Doesn't matter where, who it is facing. Lamp should only face east. All the time. Okay? Any other questions? Did I leave out any points?
You did not use Durva in the puja.
Ha, Durga. So we often do, but again this comes into a little ritual puja. So please note now on 2nd September what they do. There's a concept of argha, preparing argha and preparing pushpanjali. How is the argha prepared? You take a vilva leaf, you take sandalwood, put on the tree. Okay. Then take about this much of durva grass. You put it on the vilva leaf like this. If this is the 3-pronged vilva leaf, this is the apex of the leaf, then I'll put the durva grass like this. Then I take a little white rice, the akshat. I put a little, put it on that. Then I take a big flower, either hibiscus or a big flower like this. I put it that facing. And then I hold it. That is argha. It is called a argha, this formation. Mantras are said, you take the whole thing and you place it. Argha is also put to Surya and placed over here, of the kosha. This part of the kosha, argha placed with a red flower to Surya, always. Okay, so if that day he is telling you the Surya mantra, whatever he tells you, when you have this, you can place the argha. If he, remember, whenever he says, please do argha, you now know what you have to do. He may not tell you all the details, you now know. There will be bale leaves, because the bale trees don't grow over here, he'll give you torn leaves. You take the leaf, you put the sandalwood paste, quickly you have to do. Take the durva, put the akshat, put the flower, that is argha. In Pushpanjali also, that is how it is done. But what do they do now? Over there in India, they'll shred the flowers like this and give you shredded flowers. Which is really no. So at home, you do not do it. Okay? Any other question? Yes.
What you can use instead of flowers, if there's no flowers available, like in
Finland.
there's no flowers.
Yeah, so like here, usually, in winter, we don't get much flowers. So try to find any, like for example in Delhi, I don't get flowers in winter. It gets pretty cold in Delhi, not like your country, but it is cold. We do have ornamental flowers, and ornamental flowers are not used in puja. So the only flower that is used for puja I can get over here is a rose or a marigold. So I grow whole pots of marigold by October. So in November, December, January, I can only offer marigold to God, because that's all I can get in Delhi. In your place, if you don't have any flower at all, then maybe like what here, it's a silver bilva leaf, make a little silver flower. Get a tiny little silver flower, use that symbol, that one silver flower as a symbol. Wash it and keep it. Many people, if you are living in the US, the bilva tree cannot and does not grow in the US. You can make a little silver. I have even a more tinier one than this, and use that and offer that, right? He is carrying. Because here you will not get bilva leaves. So you can use the silver thing. So you can get a tiny little silver flower made, whatever flower you want, and use that. Okay?
After
Yeah.
the Devi, after you put the flower on the yoni for the Shiva Linga, or any Devi put part of the ritual that you do.
Yeah.
What's the process to end? Is this a specific way to finish?
Yeah, so when I do, and then I immediately gave Om Ring Korya Inama, and I put the flower on the nice red hibiscus, good for Devi. If a priest is doing a more elaborate puja, he will make you do one dhyana for Devi and one mantra for Devi, do a little panchopacha type puja for Devi. Otherwise in the home, you just do that, and if you have any Devi mantra you are doing, that is the time for you to chant it. So the Shiva Puja will end with the Devi mantra. If you are doing Narayana Puja, make sure your I chant a stanza from the Sri Suktam. With Narayan, you have to worship Lakshmi. The Shakti has to be worshipped for Narayan and for Shiva. Okay, it's a must. So you just end it with that. The last thing that we do over here is, whenever you are doing a ritual puja, there is a little, what we call is Kshama Prarthana. Kshama means praying for forgiveness. That prayer of forgiveness, it's small, it's big, there is a little variations to it. It basically says that, look, oh Lord, I don't know any puja. I don't know the rituals. I don't know nyasa. I don't know avahanam. So please forgive me if I've made any mistake. That's all it says. So one simple one that we use is avahanam na janami naiva janami pujanam visarjanam na janami shamasva parameshwara. Meaning, please forgive me, Parameshwar. If it's a Devi, say Shamasva Parameshwari. Okay? This is expanded. There is a 4-line version. There is a little different version. Whichever version, they all say the same thing. Alright? This you have to do. After all your pujas are finished, a lot of people have some, okay, I've done Shiva Puja, I did a little Gauri Mantra, but you know I'm doing Saraswati Sadhana. I'm doing like 5 malas a day. After that, you sit and do your Saraswati 5 malas. After all your pujas are finished, you have to do a Shanti mantra, a prayer. Guruji really stresses on this, that if you don't do the Shanti mantra, the result of this often causes a lot of agitation. Now we have, it's okay, we finished. So this is a natural process.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a natural process. We are at the end of our little demonstration, so it is also correctly ending. So there are several Shanti mantras. The Shanti mantras are usually the part of Upanishads, okay, and the Brahmanas, and those Upanishads or Brahmanas are part of the of Veda. For example, Guruji advised that we can do there's a Shanti mantra associated with the Ishavasya Upanishad, that is the Isha Upanishad. And that Isha Upanishad is part of the Shukla Yajurveda. So it's a Yajurvediya Shanti part. People will not say it's a Ishavasya Upanishad Shanti part. They will say it's a Yajurvediya Shanti part. But under the Yajurveda, there will be so many Upanishads. So the Upanishads actually have the Shanti part. And this one, all of you, I'm very sure will know it. And we did this in March. He recommended for the MSP batch in March to do this. So that's what we are doing. And we can do that, yes. Om Purnamadam Purnamidam. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I? Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. So whichever prayer, there are many prayers. There is Asatoma Sadgamaya, there is Om Sahana Bhavatu, there are Swasti mantras. You choose the one that you want. Guruji recommended this in March for the MSP batch, so we just did it. If you know any other, you're please welcome to do whatever you want. You must end with a Shanti mantra. Remember that. Okay? Hari Om.
Thank you.